Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do your last 2 weeks of February. That's February 15th to the 29th, 2020. Scorpio needs to know for the last 2 weeks of February, guys. Messages for Scorpio. Alright guys, so we have a 6-card reading for you today. As always, I'll use bottom of the deck card for general energy. And we have an oracle card for you. We have our medicine deck card for an additional message. Look at all this major arcana. Wow. Yeah, you guys are moving out of troubled waters. You guys are really picking yourself up. A lot of internal work, strength of character, being your own boss. Secrets or intuition could be extremely potent for you at this time. Standing your ground, knowing what you're made of. Really nice messages here, guys. At the bottom of the deck, energy surrounding this reading for you is soldier energy. You can do this, guys. This is wounded soldier energy, but you've accomplished so much. It's not a time to give up. It's a time to carry on. Excuse me, and to be brave in the face of adversity, okay? If any sign can pull through and live through some of the worst that life has to throw at them, it's Scorpio. Now, in some designations, there is a sort of methodology to the symbol of Scorpio or the sign of Scorpio, where some of the most profound traumas or life lessons will be sort of handed to the Scorpio because of your propensity for self-actualization through trial. And if this is the case for you, I mean, you're going to come out on top. There's absolutely nothing that can get in your way. You have the potential to learn more about yourself over the next couple of weeks. That is going to increase your sense of self and sense of intuition. So, don't give up the fight here. Stand your ground. Be positive that something very, very beautiful will work out for you. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater if you can help it. Stick to something that you've already begun here, guys. 2 of Cups represents the situation for you. So definitely a soulmate situation, seeing eye to eye with someone, feeling supported by somebody or supporting someone else around you. This is emotional energy. This is feeling connection. This is yearning for or feeling connection with someone who is available to you. This is emotional availability with at least one other person or animal, as it were. It could be a child. It could be a lover, right? It's a general reading. Take whatever messages and apply to what's happening for you currently. But, ultimately, whenever we see the 2 of Cups, we're seeing enormous connection, right? Soulmate connection. And this could be, easily described as seeing someone from across the room, whether you know them or not, frankly. And, just from how you look at each other, from what's going on in your eyes, you know exactly what you're thinking. You're sharing a little inside joke. There's a knowing here. But it's so sweet and it's so subtle and it's at an emotional, nonverbal level. It makes it even more special. I do want to mention as well that it sits atop the High Priestess. There could be an individual here who is moon related, someone who is very feminine, someone who is possibly female, with something hidden. There could be secrets here. You could have a secret soulmate. This could be part of what's going on here. You could be aware of this relationship or the potential for this connection on an intuitive level or a subconscious level, and it hasn't come to the fore yet. Just some items, some terminology to throw out there. We have the reason is strength. This is justice. Obviously, the author calls it strength. Regrettable, but I love the deck so much. It's the 8. So we are dealing with justice, a sense of balance, right? So we have the balance with the 2, right? The 2 full cups, 2 people are coming, or 2 instances or situations are showing their true colors here to be reliable and emotionally deep and healthy. And ultimately with justice, we are looking at a sense of having things balance themselves out. You really aren't going to have to do too much work here. I think you just have to be receptive and being a recipient to this. I do want to mention it sits on top of the Five of Wands, so it could come after a conflict or a short argument or because of a short argument. But something will settle very, very easily. We know this because we finish off with the Six of Swords. But I do think that this has to do with verbal communication. I think that what's going on maybe subconsciously or intuitively here somehow is when it comes to either our work world or enterprise or the way that we balance relationships or communication, or our work world or enterprise, does have to do with a matter of communication. You could be dealing with a boss situation. You could be the boss. You could be the employee. You could want to be the boss. We have Emperor here in the recent past. Could be that this is about a boss, Scorpio. It could be that, you know, you have a connection with somebody else that you don't feel that you can fulfill for some reason. It could be a work situation where you feel like this could be overstepping, or the possibility for growth of a connection here is impossible, or, you know, could present or create a level or a type of conflict. It may not be worth it. It may be creating internal conflict for you. It may not even just be the time necessarily. I wouldn't go questioning the connection though. I think the connection is there, but something having to do with a boss or leader situation. Could be an Aries individual as well, I want to mention. Could be dealing with an Aries or first house energy. So someone in charge, right? Cardinal energy, someone who's willing to be the first one out the gate. But very interesting. I mean, we do have work energy here. It could be happening at work or a work situation, on the job, something that feels like work, something having to do with employment, work, enterprise, creativity, expression. This could be the arts, but basically wherever you work, wherever, you know, whatever that means to you. Here in your now, right? Here's where we're looking at the High Priestess. We're seeing this internal sort of, you know, on some level, right? You know that the connection's there. It's not your imagination. It's not a fantasy. Something really does exist there, and it's definitely mutual, but it remains hidden. It remains secret. I also just get this feeling of shyness just because we have such bold energy over here and this sort of like curled up or receptive energy here. You could be waiting for somebody else to make the first move as well. I want to throw that out there as well. Here in your futures, we're looking at a little bit of conflict. It could be exciting though. This is interesting because there's some competitive energy here with the Five of Wands. I would say it's the least upsetting five out of all the fives. Fives are always about conflict, but this is the one that kind of gives a little bit of figuring something out. You really have a lot to gain from this conflict, believe it or not. And it's very short-lived. It's not going to be like this hellish ride or anything. But there could be some lesson or situation learned, or there could be a repositioning. Remember, it does sit just below justice, just below a sense of balance. It could be that something needs to be worked out here, or maybe even disagreed about, or even argued about, so that you can get to the next stage, so you can get all the way to the six, right? You want to get past something, you want to discover or learn or admit something here, so that you can get to the six, because the Six of Wands is all about a personal victory. Like you can relax now. Someone sees you or you see someone else in a very favorable light. And this is what we're seeing at the end of the month for you with your advice card. This really nice Six of Wands, which promises removal from any argument, removal from misunderstanding, non-communication, upsetting communication. This could be short-term travel or local travel as well. But it is interesting to see the ship, which really does talk about, the water, but it is on air. So this is about the mind, it's about communication. So I suspect strongly that it will have to do with a loving or a soulmate relationship, but it will be after or because of communication or an understanding of something that you can relax about. This is going to help you relax. And then we have Elk here, guys. We have self-esteem, major component for you for the last 2 weeks of the month. Self-esteem, really important. I suspect very strongly for you to feel more confident about yourself, to feel more confident about the situation, to feel like you deserve accolades at this time. You could even be in some sort of conflict with someone else or internally over a sense of victory. Maybe you're brushing it off or you can't accept it for some reason. Maybe you're not convinced. But yeah, you will be rewarded here, and you will be discovering a new sense of self-esteem, or your self-esteem will be affected through this situation. Be careful here that your self-esteem isn't affecting the situation, however, that, say a poor sense of self-esteem, for example, is keeping you from making a specific or certain move and then, staying hidden or staying intuitive. You want to be able to take a chance, especially because this is mutual. Take a chance here. Be willing to make a mistake. I would keep a sense of humor at this time, but think very highly of yourself. Think that you can do it. You're stronger than you may believe, and it does seem like a small risk to take for either developing or enhancing your self-esteem here, guys. So that is your reading for the last 2 weeks of the month. I really hope you enjoyed it, everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope that you'll join me there. Take care. Bye for now.